Okay, here we go. We are starting. I always say that, but it takes me a second to actually switch over the audio settings that I need to. So, but at least they can see and hear me. But, yeah, okay. Here we go. Now they can hear you. Don't get yourself canceled. And, hello everybody. We are live. We are ready to go. And, as always, I'm just gonna do, oh wait, I didn't switch it over. Fun. Now they can see us. I'm gonna get us started, just with the normal announcement of policies. If you've been to this mic before, you know the drill, but we do have some, new people, here tonight. So, yay! That's always exciting. But yeah. Yay! This is official start. Real performance time. I'm Tom. I'm your host for the evening. With me, as always, is my co-host, Brooksy. Poopsie. Before we get started, I'm going to review our policies. 2-strike heckling policy. So first strike, we'll mute you. Second strike, i.e. doing anything weird from your camera, we'll kick you out of the room. Next is a zero-tolerance harassment policy. So if you feel you're being harassed, send a private message to either me or Brooks, and one of us will kick them out, no questions asked. Finally, when you perform, switch to gallery view or pin the timer to see when your 4 minutes are up. Private message me or Brooks if you need an audible cue, and we'll say 1 minute. When you have 1 minute left, networkers, don't forget to put your socials in the chat when you're done. I added socials like Instagram handles to the form when you guys fill out with the idea that like I would go back and put them in the episode description. So hopefully that'll be a thing at some point too. But for our audience, special note that this is an open mic, so the comedians performing come to us with varying levels of experience, so be nice. Also, the content featured on the show is not suitable for all audiences, potentially. So you've been warned. We're also doing something new for our audience where if during the show you think of your own one-liner, put it in the chat. At the end, we'll pick the best one, and it'll be how we send off the night. And I'll actually have it open this time instead of just at the end to freak out Brooks. Finally, we have a special announcement. Next week's mic, we will be doing a very special episode, including the unboxing of some Uncrustables. Barring everything goes well with shipping. Yay, Desiree! If you watch the show, you get the whole thing. Anyway, that's next week, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, that being said, if you like and want to support the stream, like and follow us on all the platforms. That really helps. Or if you watch at district-comedy.live, you can also donate, and all of that goes to help supporting the stream. Now, let's get started. I'm gonna do some jokes. Give it up for our next act, Tom Beeler. Yay! I'm gonna keep it tight, because I don't need a whole 4 minutes, and we got a lot of people in the room. But here are a few jokes that I was working on this week. Joke number 1. When I got engaged, my family started calling me GameStop because for like half a second I had value, and then I quickly went back to being a disappointment. Yeah, everyone's been trying to make their own projections about the stock market, and I'm over here like, your dad doesn't love you and you're not a good librarian. How's that for a projection? My fiance is always telling me he's an active listener, and I'm like, no, you always do it from the couch. I'm sick of us fat-shaming technology. Like, really? MacBook Air? Just let them weigh as much as they want to weigh. Even our apps gotta come as light. Okay, alright, that's an honest reaction. Can't make that up. My personal secret to weight loss is I count calories before every meal. But my trick to that is I use an abacus, so I fall asleep before I can eat. I don't actually know how to use an abacus, so that's fine. This is actually true. I do have something to come clean about before we move on to the next acts. Some of you, if you follow me on Facebook, may have seen that I made a post earlier today about feeling a bit down, and to post pictures of your pets. And the truth is, I'm not sad. I just want to see pictures of your fur babies. All the time. I don't understand why I have to be sad in order to ask you for pictures of your pets. But that's how it is. And you guys really came through. This is like 63 of them. It really pepped me up when I was already having an awesome day. So, also, I'm also seeing over here, for everybody out there who's like, fuck you, Tom, for not being sad, I have to just say, first of all, that's really aggressive. But also, don't worry, left alone with my thoughts for long enough, I will inevitably find something to make me sad. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to try. And, oh, I am just looking at my notes now, and I did forget to announce we're also trying something else new as a way to engage you guys as comics and audience members during the mic to kind of, just keep people watching the show. So in the spirit of comedy, Brooks and I, in between each set, will be reliving one of our childhood traumas. If you were worried and thinking, Tom, Brooks, there's a lot of comics here. Aren't you worried about running out of horrible experiences to revisit? No. Yeah, give it up for me. That's kind of comedy, I guess. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my spotlight. Or I probably should have kept it on me for a second longer as I bring up my notes for the first comic. Our first comic is awesome. If he's in the room. I do not believe he is. Oh, he is here. Okay, great. So this comic is based in Washington, D.C. He is the founder of the Populist Laugh, a new online satire outlet that you can follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Populist Laugh. Please give it up for the hilarious, the fantastic Adam Lax. Woo, 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 woo.
What's up? Gotta unmute myself. That's key. Yeah. So my last name is Lax, and I like my last name, but like you don't want to marry me and then get divorced because you'll forever be an ex-Lax. Cool. We all punny. Yeah, I found out recently that I am officially old, and I know this because Facebook recently put in my news feed an ad for erectile dysfunction. Nice. Which I feel is like a gentle nudge towards Florida, moving to Florida, taking up bridge. Perfecting my get off my lawn. Gotta work on that. Yeah, I also like I'm at that age where my friends are starting to have kids, and like I think about it too. But like, man, those kids they really they ruin your lifestyle. And you might not notice it, but I live a pretty glamorous lifestyle in my studio coffin, eating microwavable everything, dining with my best friends, micey, cockroachy. That's hard to give up for a kid. And there's things you can't do anymore when you have a kid, right? Like for me, that means no more fleeing the country in a Toyota Camry with my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend in the trunk.
Oh no!
Yeah, I got dark. I don't know. It's like when you have a kid, right? You never know what kind of person they're going to become, right? Like there's no receipt or return policy, but that'd be a great threat, right? It's like, if you don't clean up your room, we're taking you back where you came from. Kmart's. Blue light special. Clearance aisle. What kind of person they're going to become? Didn't have money. I do want to have kids though, because like I want to pass something on in this world, aside from STDs. And like I'm a fan of camping and hiking. Anyone else? White people. And like my friend, he likes to do like to go out in the middle of nowhere, and do that like hardcore backpacking, which is also my favorite Pornhub category. Girls desperate for directions. Like they'll do anything to get back to the trail. And like he even like wrote me into this like winter camping trip, like middle of nowhere, isolated West Virginia, like, which I guess he just wanted to have like a deliverance moment or something. Okay, guys, I'm Adam Lax. Thanks a lot.
Keep it going for Mr. Adam Lax. Woo, woo, woo. I always appreciate the comics that start off the night. We are getting it. We are laughing. We are having a good time. And just to prove it, up next we have a very special comic. I always enjoy it when he performs. Please give it up for the hilarious Bronco Bread. Woo, 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 woo.
Whoa, why, thank you there, Tom. What a nice host, isn't he, boys and girls? Yes, indeed. I think I'm going to name my next sidekick Tom. Yes, indeed. Well, hi, boys and girls. Welcome to the Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. I'm sure glad to be here with all of you nice folks. So let's get started and grab our Bronco Bread wooden clackers and clack on. Well, I'm going to gallop to the TB&J mic. Gonna catch the show. Whoa, thank you. We're gonna get to the show where the wit is keen and the best comics that I ever seen. Gonna gallop to the TB&J mic. Gonna hop on my saddle and away I go to the TB&J show. Okay, well, let me just cool down my wooden clackers there. Well, boys and girls, I love to talk to you when I have my little friend joining with me here. Yes, indeed, it's Wally, the happy talking neutrino. Hi, Wally. Hey, everybody. Hey, Wally. Hey, Wally, so what's going on? Well, Bronco Bread, I want to talk today about the importance of science. Really? That's right, a lot of people don't believe in science. You're telling me, Wally. And, that's a kind of cancel culture that really hurts me. Yes, I know what you mean, Wally. Yes, indeed. So, Wally, why don't you go ahead? Okay, this is my science song. Okay. I believe in science, like gravity and things. I know bathtubs and planets have a lot of rings. There's fun stuff to know about quarks and quirks. Those who don't believe in science are just ignorant jerks. Oh, that sounds about right to me, Wally. Okay, yes, indeed. Well, hey, now, Wally, I got a special treat for you. What's that, Bronco Bread? Well, tonight I'm going to talk to all you nice boys and girls, and you too, Wally, about how babies are made. Oh, boy. Yes, indeed. Well, this is how it works. You see, Wally, when an egg gets fertilized, it turns into a very specialized cell called a blastula. And then that blastula eventually grows into a giant little ball of specialized cells, and that's called a zygote. And then that zygote kind of grows up and grows a head and an arm and legs and all sorts of things and comes out like a baby. Well, that's great. Thank you, Bronco Bread. Yes, well, that's my specialty. I like to make you happy, Wally. Well, now, hey, Wally, we got a special game we got to show the boys and girls here. Oh, boy, yes, indeed. It's called the Hold Your Breath game. Yes, this is a fun game. You can play, especially when you're in the supermarket and mom and dad won't buy you what you want. Okay? All right. Oh boy, I'm ready, Bronco Brad. Okay, ready? Wally, here we go. Let's hold our breath.
Oh. Oh, God. I'm gonna...
Oh, that was pretty tough, wasn't it, Wally? I was turning green. Yes, indeed. Well, we got to get going, so say goodnight, Wally. Okay, good night, everybody. Well, good night, Wally. Well, that's all the time we have tonight, boys and girls, for the Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. Sure glad you're here, and stick around because we got a lot of nice, funny people with us tonight. Until next time, boys and girls, well, we've got shorter nights and longer days. The night sky is out full of those gamma rays. I'm gonna make some dip with some fresh artichoke. So good night, my little cowpoke. Good night, cowpokes.
Woo, 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 woo! Man, keep it going for Bronco Brad, everybody. I think we need that theme song for the intro of this show every week. I'm down. But yeah, keep it going for Bronco Brad and the Little Neutrino. Next up on our list, I think his name was Little Neutrino. We'll go with that. Next up on our list, we have a very funny comedian. I believe he's also an East Coaster, if my memory serves. Give it up for Dead Air Dennis Maller. Woo, 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 woo!
Yeah, it's me, everybody. Whoa, yeah, I am an East Coaster. I have to be specific about this because I live in Boston, but I am from Baltimore. And it's really a coin toss on which one's the shittier of those two cities.
Boston.
Oh no, it's totally Boston. It is, but I mean, the reason the Wire happened is because it's all true. So, okay. Like, I lived in the neighborhood where they filmed The Wire because that's where the crime was happening. So, so I have the COVID vaccine. Sorry, let me rephrase. I've been given the COVID vaccine. I'm not hoarding a supply of it. Just like, come get it. I've been given it, and before you think it's because I'm somebody important or I'm like a frontline worker, don't. The reason I got the COVID vaccine is because I am in a medical research study. So I'm not indispensable. I'm literally expendable. All right. Like, no one at AstraZeneca was like, look, if things go terribly wrong, we need to make sure we keep at least one white cis male comedian. No, that's not. If anything, that's why I qualified for the study, because they're like, look, we can get rid of one of them if we really fuck this up right, okay? So medical research studies, like this is all, when I do medical research studies, all I want, I try to wear the nicest clothes I have, just so I don't show up looking as poor as they think I am, okay? When I give them my address for the forms, I'm surprised they don't pop up and go, oh, you don't live in a trap house, how nice. So even with the like, if you donate blood, all right, what I'm saying is, nobody who's in a medical research study is also a homeowner, okay? Like, no one's giving a tour of their house like, here's my plasma TV that I paid for by giving plasma. No, that's not how any of that works, right? Like, even when you donate blood, like, yeah, you're doing it to be nice and help other individuals, and they give you juice and cookies, but they also pay you for it, because you can't pay your rent in juice and cookies. Unless I was your landlord. I will 100% accept Oreos and High C as payment for rent, okay? Which is probably why I found out last week that I now have diabetes. So, oh, sorry, let me phrase. My doctor just said diabetes. But let's be honest, we all know it's type 2. Like, it's type 1 diabetes is a very serious medical condition. Type 2 diabetes is literally my fault. So a lot of, apparently right now, for people who have been vaccinated, Gronk, the football player, is giving away tickets and airfare to the Super Bowl for people who have been vaccinated. A couple of people were asking me, he's like, Dennis, are you on that list? Are you going to get to go to the Super Bowl? I'm like, you mean to tell me that I got the COVID vaccine and also get to talk to Gronk, fly to Florida and watch Tom Brady win a Super Bowl? I'd rather eat a frontline worker's gown. No, absolutely not. Oh, I did the medical research study for $750, not to be annoyed by Tom Brady being the best that he can be. No. You mean to tell me you gave me the vaccine, then you want to send me to the epicenter of the COVID mutations? No, that's not what I signed up for. No, okay? Like, that $750 is either going to go to my rent or pay for a very nice urn to put my ashes in when this is all over. Okay? Like, that's all that I'm getting out of this, and that's all I want out of this. So, anyway, that I am Deader Dennis Maller, and I have type 2 diabetes and not COVID. Good night.
Woo! Yay! Keep cheering for diabetes. No, keep cheering for non-COVID. That is great. Glad to hear you're relatively healthy, I guess. Anyway, next up, we have Funny Comic. He is a stand-up comedian, improv coach, and booking manager for booking manager for the Lou Costello Room Comedy Club in Baltimore. You can watch his comedy special Straight Acting on Amazon Prime Video. What? Oh my god. Give it up for Michael Furr.
Oh, hello, it's me. Thank you so much. Wow, I have learned so much about straight culture tonight, you guys. Zygote. Someone named Gronk. Straight people are lit. Oh my god, you guys are crazy. It's like you don't even know you're like that. It's hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love living in Baltimore. I agree, Boston is worse. I've been there. It's gross. But Baltimore is like a particular type of gross. Like, we're just like super proud of like what type of garbage we are. Like, we had a boat that was sinking in the marina at the Inner Harbor here, and our solution to fix that was we just let it sink and kept checking in every day on the morning news to see how much more sunk it got. Just like, hey, I don't know, but if someone doesn't come back for that boat, it's gonna sink. I don't know. It's probably just gonna sink or something. And I like that when they found the guy who owned that boat, it turned out he was a heroin addict who hadn't paid his marina dues. So I love that at two different places in the city, that boat and its owner were both just like slowly like listing like tours. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Am I super jaded because of quarantine, or was everybody else also waiting for Bronco Brad to turn into porn?
Oh my god.
I was like, is this porn? But it wasn't. You know what? Quarantine's been very long and painful. Okay, I've spent way too much time looking at porn. I've gotten very interested in the porn listings. Like, one site I go to has like the most popular categories listed. And during quarantine, at one point, I noticed that the #1 category was boyfriends. And I was like, oh, that is so cute. But then #2 was twincest. So I was like, that's less cute. That is definitely less cute. I actually did hook up with a guy one time who said that he had sex with his twin brother. And he was like, oh, it's not that weird. It's like having sex with yourself. I was like, yeah, except it's having sex with your brother. So that's pretty bad. I have 3 brothers who I know are actually generally attractive people. If I saw any one of them naked, I would burn my eyes out with hot coals. That's how brothers work. I don't know if you know that. I also found that I've been following a lot of gay porn stars on Twitter lately. Not just because they post porn. I mean, it's because they post porn, but also because I miss the social dynamics of the non-quarantine world. Like, I miss getting ignored by much hotter guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of nice. I'm just like, oh, I like everything you do, and you don't know I exist. Oh, can't wait till 2022 when I can go back to the club. That'll be fun. Yeah, and I'm really lucky, though, that I'm not quarantined alone. I am here with my partner. We've been together for 10 years. All just in the past 9 months. Long days in quarantine. It's long days in quarantine. And it's great. You know, I'm really happy. But like, also, I can't wait till I can get back out there again. Because I'm just like sick of his dick. You know what I mean? Like seriously, the first guy I meet after quarantine, I'm gonna suck him down like I am Kirby trying to win a Super Smash Brothers. You guys don't play Smash Brothers. I'm just gonna leave you with this real quick, just a real quick game. What do you think is the gayest thing that is within an arm's reach of me? Let's see. Is it this doll that I dressed in discarded old scarves because I am so gay that I own so many scarves I can cut them up to make doll clothes? Is it this Beyonce like lace front wig I bought on a whim off of a Facebook ad? Is it a custom made fan I had made just to bring to comedy shows to do a joke? No, it's my comedy special, Straight Acting, available on Amazon Prime Video, Spotify, and iTunes. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Good night.
Woo, 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 woo. Keep it going for Michael, for everybody. So funny. So gay. It's like, you're stealing all my stuff. That's my entire brand. Leave me with something. Next up, we have another hilarious comic, but real quick, just in case. One call for Jonathan Wood. Are you in the room? Second call. Okay, no, I didn't see you before, so I can't say that I'm surprised. My heart breaks a little bit. Next up, we have a hilarious comedian. Here's his bio. He comes to us all the way from Boston. I love the way tonight's playing out. You may have seen him on the NBC Tonight Show Comedy Challenge, in the Boston Comedy Festival, or in the New York Underground Comedy Festival. Please welcome Casey McNeil! Woo, 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 woo! I can't spotlight you, though, until you start your video.
I don't think Casey heard his introduction because he was still connecting to audio.
Oh, no. Please give it up for Casey McNeil!
Thanks.
Woo,
Sorry, technical problems right at the last second. Isn't that just the way that life works? It's the kind of day that I've been having anyway. My trouble started on the subway today. I don't know if you've had this happen to you before. When you're on the train and some guy gets on, you know he's like out of his mind, right? And he sits down right next to you and wants to talk to you through the whole ride. Well, I'm that guy, and I'm not stopping. So saddle up, because I got a lot of problems. I have ADD, the attention deficit disorder. I mean, that's, no big deal. That's a crowd favorite. A lot of comics have that. They gave it a shiny new name when it became popular. When I was a kid, it was called minimal brain dysfunction, because that's how you build character in children in the 60s. But I mean, having the ADD is one thing, you get the distractions and putting things off and all that. But I also have the obsessive compulsive disorder. Does everybody know what that is?
Yeah.
I'll wait. The obsessive compulsive disorder is a mental disorder characterized by the obsessive repetition of unwanted thoughts, like counting and songs and that sort of thing, or the compulsive repetition of tasks and behaviors like checking doors and so on, or the obsessive compulsive over explanation of mental disorders, or before I got distracted, well, was lucky I get distracted. The distractions are the only thing that saved me from the obsessions. Now, you're messed up in the head when you use one of your disorders to relieve the symptoms of another one of your mental disorders. For example, when I'm in the grocery store, the distractions are the only thing that save me from spending 3 hours picking out a lemon. Like, the next one would be better. The next one would be better. Because before that can happen, I get distracted by somebody's wobbly shopping cart wheel going by that sound. So I start obsessively following them around. And then I get distracted by the music that's playing in the market because it's 99 loof balloons. And I start obsessively singing that because it's 99 loof balloons. Oh, jeez. No, the technology comes in to help out sometimes. I don't know if you guys saw this. Appliance makers have created a stove that you can control using your cell phone, because America, it's a godsend for people like me with obsessive compulsive disorders. Now, if I'm stuck in one of those busy meetings at work, I can just say, excuse me, before we go on, I just need to check in with my stove.
Yeah.
It's ringing. Oh, hello. Yeah, stove, please. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, same question. I didn't leave you turned on, did I? Oh, you sure? One more thing. Can you see the front door from where you are? I try to get help for this stuff, you guys. I don't know if you saw, they have one of those 24-hour telethons to raise money and awareness for people with obsessive compulsive disorders. I missed it. I was at the store picking out a lemon. But the one thing that technology doesn't help out with is content. Now, if you're like me, and I know I am, the one thing that technology doesn't help out with this argument is like before the invention of the cell phone, all I had to do to end an argument was leave the building and shut the door. Conversation over. Thanks to the cell phone, I've had the same argument with my wife for the last 14 months. I think Desert Storm only lasted 4 days or something. You know, like a little over a year ago, I tried to have one of those dramatic exits. I was like, no, that's right. No, I'm leaving. No, I'm out of here. This conversation is over. I slammed the door. I walked about 10 feet. Zzz, zzz. Oh, no, it isn't. Now, I would turn the stupid thing off, but I don't want to miss a call from the stove. That's all I'm going to do for you guys. Thanks a lot for bearing with this technology. You know, I got old man syndrome here. So.
Whoa. Shark and camera. It's okay. We all have those technology struggles. But keep it going for Casey McNeil. First time on the mic. And fantastic. You're so funny. Hope you come back. Always hope you come back. Next up on our list, we have... he's a regular here. You know him. You love him. He has now given up on the stock market. Give it up for Mr. Daniel Flores. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh my gosh, that introduction was so much less funnier when I wrote it a week ago signing up for this mic. That aged well. Oh my gosh, what's up, guys? I want to start by talking to you. Who here has pets? Who here likes pets? I feel like a lot of you guys have to be lying. I saw like 3 hands. That's all right, Brooks, tell me about the pets you have right now.
I have a 16-year-old Karen Terrier, and I have this little cat who hangs out in my...
Oh, dude. Man. Are these the first pets you've ever owned, or have you had more in the past?
I have a lot of dead pets in the past.
Oh, yeah. How old were you when you had your first pet?
I was born with pets.
Oh, that's sick. But like, what was the first pet that you would like consider yours and like not your family's, I guess?
I was 7.
7. And what was the pet?
Bloodhound.
Bloodhound. Tell me more about the bloodhound. What was their name? What did they like to do? I want to know everything about them.
His name was Reliable, and it being a bloodhound, he liked to sniff everything and eat garbage.
Oh my gosh, that's great, dude. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have jokes off of this, but I'm looking at my timer and there was one bit I wanted to try out. So I'm going to leave you with that. But thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. And thank you for showing us your cat. Like that was... So guys, there's this app called Last.fm, and what it does is you install it on all your devices and it keeps track of the music you listen to the most. So I was creating an account on this app, and this was when I realized internet security had gone too far because this app wanted me to answer security questions. I was just like, oh, tell me what I listen to the most. And they were like, give me your mother's maiden name. And like, okay, mother's maiden name is such a dumb security question, right? Because like that's easily Googleable. It's like security questions are terrible. Like another common one is what was the name of your first pet? And that was pretty easy to find out from Brooks. I'm coming for you. I think security questions should be more niche. Like I think a good security question would be, what was the name of that girl you met in a camping trip on 10th grade and didn't have the balls to ask for her number? It's becoming apparent to me that isn't a shared experience here. Well, back to the app, I guess. What I noticed, like the really weird thing I noticed was that the security questions I was answering were the same questions that my bank used. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. This is definitely on purpose. My bank definitely wants to hack into my Last.fm. That's what I'm worried about. Because like my Last.fm knows that there isn't anything in my bank worth taking, right? Like I literally use them instead of Spotify Premium for my stats, you know, like they know that Mo Money, Mo Problems is one of my most streamed songs. Like I got nothing for them. And I'm going to be honest. I would rather have Last.fm take the last $9 in my bank account than have my bank find out I listen to Nickelback. Okay. Like my card would get declined somewhere and my bank would call me and they'd be like, man, you really aren't cutting it as a poor man stealing, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But that's all I had on that. I guess I have 20 more seconds. Hey, Brooks, how long did Reliable live? Like
7.
7 years? And you got him when
Yep.
you were 7 years old. That's a crazy coincidence.
Very
Dude.
related.
Well, Reliable. Oh, related. That's
Yeah.
cool. There's more to go off of that, I feel like, but I'm out of time. Thanks for the time, as always, Tom and Brooks. Appreciate it.
Woo, 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 woo. Keep it going for Daniel Flores, everybody. Little known fact, he's also moonlighting as a pet medium. That's what I got from that set. But next up, I'm really excited for this comedian, because he's also my co-host, and he's very funny. And speaking of funny, this is the intro that I thought was funny while I was writing it. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Brooksy Pop? The answer may horrify and disgust you. It's Brooks Schandelmeyer!
Yeah.
It's 1. I do not last very long. So I got to talk about donating plasma, because Dennis talking about that reminded me of something. I used to donate plasma for money, and I actually dated the lady who stuck me so many times that I now have track marks. So the phlebotomist has a better record than OkCupid in my love life.
Huh.
So I'm going to try some jokes here that are brand new. We will see how they go.
Yeah.
So Daniel, you just got out of school. You probably had field trips. What field trips would you go on? What was your favorite field trip?
Oh my gosh, this is revenge. Brooks, I was homeschooled. I didn't have field trips.
Oh my God. Okay.
Anytime I got out of the house was a field trip.
Young
Sorry,
guy.
I'm trying to show you up.
Chris, your parents loved you and sent you to public school. What was your favorite field trip in elementary school?
I went to Catholic school, but I did do.
Oh my God! No one here's parents loved them.
I did field trips. I did field trips.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys where I would go for field trips in elementary school every year. We'd go, and this makes more sense knowing I'm from Maine, to the paper mill every single year. And I went there in the 1st grade, the 2nd grade, and come the 3rd grade, kids started going to different places for the career day field trip. But I would always go to the paper mill. Other kids would go to City Hall, the doctor's office, the police station. But Brooks was sent to the paper mill because it seems like my elementary school just kind of immediately knew that is where I was going in life. This kid cannot do any better. We're going to go send him to make a dying form of writing things down. But then I learned something. Years later, I discovered it was the parents who got to decide where their kids would be sent for the career day field trip. So it wasn't my school who saw that I was not going anywhere. It was my parents who saw that I was not going anywhere. So my fiance and I were hanging out watching YouTube ads for small town nightclubs because that's where we are in our pandemic relationship. And I got to tell you about this one small town nightclub in Hagerstown, Maryland. They did this ad on YouTube. It starts off with that nice techno beat, like booch, 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 booch. It does the ads and the stuff they offer. Great music. Booch, 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 booch. Beautiful girls. Booch, 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 booch. Hot steamed crabs. Okay, the nightclub lost me a little bit there. Ice cold beer got me back. Hot soups. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get a bowl of clam chowder and get up on the dance floor. And here's the best part about this, though. This place was called Breakaways 2. This is a successful business model. They've franchised this. What's the best soup from Breakaways? I'm thinking it's the clam chowder. All right, that's all I really got tonight. So,
give it up for Brooks, everybody!
Yeah.
Brooksy Pop.
All right, you guys. I'm going to work on some of those, but some of those are pretty funny, I think. They have potential. So our next comic, he is the author of Laugh Letter Newsletter. Give it up for Sean Rossman.
Hey. I see we have a dog crowd here today. I've been thinking a lot about dogs this last week while I was writing. I feel like dogs are in prison They get fed at a certain time. They're only allowed to hang out in the yard, and they have to shit in front of everyone. It's snowing a lot here outside of DC, all over. I was watching someone snowblow, like run a snowblower outside of my apartment. I feel like a snowblower is a good metaphor for life. Like, don't get rid of the problem. Just move it into a big pile and hope it goes away when the weather gets nicer. Focus on life if someone just pees in it. I've been thinking a lot about the vaccine. I'm really excited to get it. I'm surprised we haven't started having people compete for the vaccine, like at least in the US. Like, I think that's the American way and it makes a lot of sense to us, so why not? Like, we do it with everything else. Like, we take human needs and turn them into a competition for entertainment purposes all the time. Think about it. Food, Top Chef, Love, The Bachelor, Vengeance and Power, The Real Housewives. It would make for great reality TV, though. It could be like 14 hopefuls take a shot at, in this season of The Bachelorette. These young singles are ready to fall 100% in love, but become 95% resistant to COVID. Last week, Nurse Janet seemed to really hit it off with Jesse, but will Alex steal her heart and with it 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine? After that, stick around for another episode of Moderna. I think it's funny that we're all like on board with the pharmaceutical companies now. Like, we sold out so quickly. For years, we're like, boo, we hate you. You're killing all of us. And then as soon as we can't eat inside at a Mexican restaurant, we're like, please stick that needle in my arm. You're all heroes. So over the past month, I've started ordering a lot of Whole Foods delivery. I know how that makes me sound. I realize the person getting my groceries is an essential worker and I'm not. Like, that tells you how backwards the United States is. Like, even the worthless are still served by the essential. Like, the government said, this person is more crucial to the functioning of society than you. And I'm like, hey, can you pick me up some mustard? Not to take away from them, but I don't think getting any me seltzer water is essential work. That's like calling a trauma nurse right now and being like, can you give me a multivitamin? When you order Amazon and like Whole Foods / Amazon delivery, there's a bar that says trending near you. And it has like a list of foods that are supposedly like hot in your area. I'm not sure if that's how food works. I'm like, I'm never hungry. And I'm like, what are the kids eating these days? Like, if Kanye is trending, I'll bite. I'm not too proud to admit I'd click on that. But red seedless grapes? I don't know. I like how puzzles and games give a minimal age. Like, this game is suitable for players 8 and up. I feel like we should do that for more things, like hats. This flat-brimmed hat is designated only for males 13 to 22. This trucker cap is suitable for men aged 38 to 45 who are fighting male pattern baldness and struggling to find a personality. And this large floppy hat made out of some fake leather is for women 24 to 32, or frontiersmen born between 1810 and 1820. Fedora is suitable for no one.
Yeah. Keep it going for Sean Rossman, everybody. Woo! Alrighty. Our next comic is a Canadian-based comic who likes peanut butter sandwiches and Pop-Tarts. It's Desiree Lisa Walsh. We're including a middle name here.
My computer autofills if you sign up on your laptop. That's why that was on there. I haven't become like I'm not in witness protection or something. I had some jokes, but real quick, I just want to say you get money for donating blood in the United States of America.
Hell yeah.
Plasma.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my God, I'm Canadian, and in Canada we just donate that like because we're nice. like you're just supposed to do it out of the goodness of your heart because it will help like your community and your country. But I know I should give blood, but I don't like it because I faint every time I've done it. But I think if you were like, do you want $20 is? But you gotta faint for the $20. I might do it. I might consider it. Yes. Okay. People ask what happened, but you guys are all right, I think. What do you get for? Can you sell organs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like for real? Like that's not illegal?
You don't get that much for them.
Sell a kidney.
Oh wow, that's awful and cool all at the same time. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk / podcast about what's going on in America. Recently, I was in the New York Times. Well, it was not really the New York Times because I'm Canadian. But it was the paper that's the closest to the New York Times in Toronto. It was the best Toronto paper. There's two. There's a really bad one and a really good one, and I was in the good one. And I think most of you know, but just in case you don't, I use a wheelchair. You just can't see it because of Zoom. That'll be funny in a minute. And when I sat down with the reporter, she was like, so what do we call you in the article? And I said, oh, my name is Desiree. You can just put Desiree. And she said, no, the other thing. And I said, oh, I identify as a woman. And she said, no, the other thing. And I said, oh, do you mean disabled? And she said, yes. And I said, well, I like the word disabled, but I also think the word wheelchair bound is kind of funny. And she said, we will not be putting that in a newspaper publication. Thank you, though. Which I think is kind of ironic because a few years ago, I was in the Brampton newspaper for stand-up comedy. For the Americans, just pretend I said Ohio. And they referred to me as a wheelchair-bound comic. No gender, just wheelchair-bound. Apparently, my gender is wheelchair. I identify as wheelchair. I don't mind, though, because it makes it sound like I was walking along on my meat legs, as you do. I don't really know. Don't even stand up to brush my teeth. And I saw a wheelchair, and I sat down, and now I can't figure out how to get out of it. So it's just like, help me, I can't do this. For those of you who wonder what I'm doing, I am pantomiming getting out of a wheelchair, but it's not working because my legs are dead and we are on Zoom. Thank you, I think that's my time, so I'm just gonna give it back. Please come back next week for my Uncrustables unboxing.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so lit. Everybody needs to come.
Yes.
Even if you can't get a spot.
All of the regulars are going to be showing up just for the Uncrustables, and then like just bouncing.
The room limit's
Even if
the
you
same,
can't do
they'll
like
have
a
to
set.
watch the stream.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Desiree Lisa Walsh, and keep it going for our next comic. If he had a time machine, he wouldn't kill Hitler, but he would ruin his self-confidence. Give it up for Ralph Anthony.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know about that, buddy. I'd probably try to build his confidence up. Like, wasn't he a painter? He was a painter before all that stuff. He got pissed. Oh man, like, no, you're actually great at this. Finger painting is such a thing. Adolf, it's gonna be great. Just look what you can do with those little clam splitters. Look at you, throw it off. Yeah, I love to say disgusting shit just so I can see Tom's reaction. Tom's face looked like everyone's. It was just, oh, oh man, I'm so happy to fucking be here. You have no idea right now. I, boys and girls, I'm at that age where I should be on my second marriage while still supporting my kids from the first one. You know, but it's just like they say, you know, always a daddy, never a dad. I actually love babies, but I'm scared. I'm scared of babies because I have PTSD from the first time I ever held one as an adult. I was holding on to my cousin Ben, and I was lying down, and I had him up as you do with a baby, and I had him up like this, and I got him giggling, and I got him smiling, and then he throws up in my fucking mouth. Throws up in my fucking mouth. Oh. Oh. You ever have a baby throw up on you? Like, you just have to lie there and take it. That's it. Just lie there and take it. It's like, listen, it's like you just won an NFL championship. Instead of being showered in Gatorade, it's just moldy milk. Like what do you do when that happens? What you just can't fucking punt a baby. No, like, you just can't do that. And this is and this is a big one. You can't throw up on a baby. Like if a baby throws up on you and you throw back up on that baby, you are the asshole. Yeah, you are the asshole. Oh, that's a fun one. That's always good. Yeah, we're gonna go with the kid things. Surprising to most people, I actually don't have kids. But I don't have kids, but but I know enough about kids to know that they remind me of homeless people. Like, yeah. You know, they're just tiny homeless people in training. Unless unless they have that Gary Coleman disease, then it's just fucking awkward. But think about it. Kids never like to brush their teeth. They never want to take a bath, and their clothes are always dirty. That's not a phase. That's a lifestyle. They are homeless. Still don't believe me? Still don't believe me, Daniel Flores. Well, kids are horrible with money. Listen, they're so bad with money, like they just never have any, like homeless people. And they always have their hand out. And they get excited for $1. Like, what are you going to do with $1? You know, what are you going to do? What can you buy with a fucking $1? Even if I had one, I couldn't support somebody that was that fiscally irresponsible. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Give it up for Brooks.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Ralph Anthony. Our next comedian, she's the host of Wits and Wit at Distantly Social Trivia. Give it up for Casey Hackett.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I needed this laughter. I had the weirdest. I had so many like Zoom meetings today, and I don't know why Zoom has invented a way that you can make yourself into a fucking potato. You know, you can be anywhere in the world. Why is there not a little message that pops up and says, you're about to be the only one here and you're going to have to make small talk? I had 10 minutes with this guy before anyone else showed up. We had to talk about everything. And it turns out that he knew the area, the general area that I lived in. And he decided to tell me that by saying, oh, yeah, you know that apartment building on Slater's in Washington? My wife and I hooked up there. He didn't say lived. He didn't say she lived there. Didn't say met there. Like, did you just fuck in the laundry room? Of all the verbs to just decide to say, like, oh, yeah, I know exactly where you live. I wandered in off the street one time. Like, why are we bringing this up? And I'm like, that's probably my apartment. He's probably describing my apartment right now. I'm very uncomfortable. But I love doing Zoom shows. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I've watched like every freaking show on Netflix and Hulu by now. I'm even starting to get like, I know the commercials by heart. You know, especially, well, Netflix doesn't have commercials, but Hulu does, unless you pay more. And I was just eating Dino chicken nuggets at the beginning. I'm paying more for Hulu. But Hulu like really wants me to pay for no ads. Like they're sending me ads that are just insulting me just to get me to pay. One just came up, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. They're like, this Valentine's Day, treat yourself to some lingerie. Okay, Hulu. They're like, even if you're the only one who sees it. Oh. Like, all right, Hulu. Like, I know that I am watching Gilmore Girls for the 9th time. You don't need to rub my face in it. But plenty of people see me in lingerie, okay? I never post my blinds. Ever. They just want me to pay for those ads. My love life is going as Hulu predicts, though. And my mother is quick to point it out. She sent me a text earlier this week. So kind, so supportive. It said, you should sign up for Match.com. You're too old for Bumble. Well, there was a long pause before that laughter. I feel like everyone's like, yeah, where's the joke? Come on. Thanks, guys. Thanks. But like we weren't even talking. We were talking about Jeopardy. Like what about this just made that pop into her mind? Like, did someone magically say, "I'll take women with free aging ovaries and too many puzzles for 300, Alex?" And she's like, "Oh, I was gonna text Casey. That's right." I think that Match.com commercial came on, you know, the one where the devil meets like the personified version of 2020. You know, when I was younger, I couldn't even watch Friends growing up because they had premarital sex. Now my mom sees a commercial with a devil and she's like, "Ah, oh, Casey, yeah." She's like, "Fuck it, give me grandkids. I don't care if this guy is literally from hell." And I think that's my time. Thank you guys. I'm Casey Hackett.
Yeah. All right, you guys, keep it going for Casey Hackett. And I'm sorry, I forgot to make this one plug. She was on yesterday's Laughing Into the Void.
Oh, next week's.
Next week's, I'm sorry. She's on next week's Laughing Into the Void podcast hosted by Tom and Roz, two comedians who are much better and more competent than me in every way. Whoop whoop for Tom being better than I am at this. Our next comic is everyone's favorite ginger, Nick D.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Oh my God! Oh man, this has been a weird year so far. Not that last year was any better, but I will say this: this is a year that I decided I was going to get my life back on track. Actually, I just checked as of today. I have officially lost 60 pounds. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah. Actually, that's a lie. I just made that shit up. I just wanted to see how it felt to say it out loud. It feels pretty goddamn good, if you ask me. Okay, I'm still lying. I did lose 60 pounds. I took my stepson to the mall the other day, and I just fucking left him there. So I figured it was time that he get a job and start contributing around the house that his mother bought for me to live in. The other day she came home and she was like, "It smells like weed in here." I was like, "Yeah, we need to talk to him about that. He's way too young to be doing that shit in your house." Oh man, being a comic that nobody knows is tough because it's a lot like being the guy that sells bootleg DVDs. When people talk to their friends about you, they're like, "Oh my God, dude, when you meet this guy, you're gonna love him." when they see you, they're like, "Oh yeah, he was cool," but like you could tell that something's off. And they're only coming to see you because they're not willing to pay to see the real thing. See, that's misery loves company. Everybody here is like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I know exactly how that feels." No, dude. It's weird. When I was a kid, my dad used to buy bootleg DVDs all the time. And I just remember that my dad had a copy of Passion of the Christ on bootleg, which I always thought was really funny because my dad is like super Catholic. So like I just imagine my dad's just like, "Yep, thou shalt not steal. Well, thou shalt not charge $29.99 for Passion of the Christ." Okay. He's like, "Dude, I'm not stealing. I'm just getting closer to God. I'm just doing my research." This is a weird place to segue out of this. I feel like Brooks has probably had this happen. Daniel, maybe. Chris, Adam, Cole, possibly. All the guys in here, actually, I'll say this. You guys, anybody here ever get caught watching porn on the family computer?
Yo.
I knew Brooks was going to fucking say yes. I 100%. I was gonna say I pegged Brooks, but I was like, oh, that sounds mean. But like, it might be what he's into. But like, yeah. So like, I figured Brooks definitely strikes me as the kind of person that would be like, no, it wasn't me. It was mom. Mom was watching this. I remember the first time I got caught watching porn on the family computer. I was upstairs in my room, and my mom called me downstairs and immediately pulled it up on the computer and was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "If you have to ask, I'm very confused as to how I got here." But here's the thing, like she immediately told me that I was in trouble and that I was grounded and that I needed to go to my room and that she was so disgusted with me that she couldn't stand to look at me. And then the next thing I knew, I was getting called downstairs and there was a fresh dozen cookies. Okay. Which is weird because now every time that I jerk off, I have to make a dozen cookies. I am a Pillsbury Doughboy. When I come, I go, hee hee. Anybody else here suffer from social anxiety? Fuck yeah. I love asking that question because that question immediately divides the room into two groups of people. The first group is like, no. And then the second group is like, I wish I had the courage to say something. Hey, thank you, Tom and Brooks. I love you guys. You guys are beautiful people. Everybody else, you guys are also equally beautiful. Yeah.
Keep it up for the guy who pegged me in multiple definitions of the word Nick D.
Oh.
All right, you guys, keep going for our next comic. It's Yash Punani from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here. This is my second time here, so happy to be here. My name is Yash. For those of you that I haven't met before, I was born a Hindu. And now I'm an atheist, so that means I had to stop believing in hundreds of gods, okay? You guys, all of you, you should be thankful that neither the Hindus nor the atheists go around trying to convert you all, going door to door, right? I mean, but can you imagine that marketing spiel that we could do if we had to convert, right? I mean, first of all, this right here is a high concept fusion comedy wherein I'm throwing in Yiddish words in the middle of a Hindu set. So, I mean, if I had to convert, I'd go door to door, say, knock on the door and say, hey, would you like a choice of gods? How about, pick a god, any god. How about one with 4 hands or 4 heads? No dress code, no commandments. No death sentence for leaving the religion. Yeah, we don't care really. By the way, Hindus, we don't. We increase our numbers the old-fashioned way by not using birth control. Okay. Staying on the topic of religion, right? Different levels of hell. Right? I mean, I can't imagine that, murderers, rapists, sex traffickers would go to the same hell as one who uses the name of the Lord in vain. Or eats the wrong kind of meat. or beets the wrong kind of meat. Right? You know, I've been in the U.S. For over 30 years now, and my accent is now neither here nor there. Okay, still foreign enough to be told to go back to wherever I came from, but not Indian enough to start my own cult or become a guru of some kind. Yeah, here's something I can't believe, right? I mean, that 5,000-year-old yoga and meditation are considered New Age, and Scientology and Mormonism are not. I don't get that. Yeah. Anyway, you know what kind of a sporting event got totally messed up because of this virus? The spelling bee finals on ESPN. Okay. I mean, it's a big deal for us Indians. Okay, we have huge parties, and with chips and salsa and chicken fingers and tandoori something. When we even get drunk and throw up, so it's exactly like Super Bowl for us. I know. Some of you probably mock us, but if there is ever a catastrophic loss of spell check, who are you going to come running to for spelling big words? In the past years, all the non-Indians got eliminated in the early rounds. And going forward, I think it's only fair to split them into Indians and non-Indians, separate groups, and have the non-Indians spell the names of the kids in the other group. Right? Something like, Joe Smith, your word is Sanjay Tiruvenkatachalapatishwaran. Oh, you want me to use that in a sentence? Okay. Sanjay Tiruvenkatachalapatishwaran is kicking ass in that other group. Okay, that's my time, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, you guys, keep it going for Yash Punani. Our next comic is a new comic from the LA area. Give it up for Cole Salah. Woo! Did I pronounce that right?
Thank you. Thank you. I just had my first edible experience not that long ago. I'm still coming down from it. It was terrible. It was a terrible edible experience. I've never heard of a good one, to be brutally honest. I've never talked to like a friend who's like, hey man, I just took edibles. I'm like, oh yeah, how did it go? And he's like, I paid off my mortgage. I killed it. My credit score went up. My dog came back to life. 10 out of 10. Phenomenal. It's never like that. It's always like, dude, I got high in LA. I woke up in Louisiana. And it's like, whoa, the fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. They're like shadow boxing hallucinations. Alligator. You're like, dude, we're inside. You need to relax. Take an Advil or something. I don't know. But I did the edible with the wrong people. I did it with one friend and 7 strangers. And they were strange. They were weird people. We were going around the room and everybody was saying what job that they did in real life. And it got to the guy next to me and he was like, I'm a thought leader. And I knew I was with the wrong crowd because everybody just went, cool, right. And I was like, what? Did I take the edible already? What the hell is going on? Hey, I've been on Indeed quite often. I've never seen thought leader as a job. How many hours of thought does it take? I don't know. But I took one and then like 15 minutes went by and my friend was like, hey man, are you feeling anything? I'm like, nah, I'm good. And then another guy in the room was like, you should take another one. And I said, I've heard the exact opposite, actually. I've heard you shouldn't take another one. And then the thought leader was like, no, you should. And I was like, oh, well, he's thought about it, so I'll take another one. I took another edible, and I knew I was in trouble when interjecting into a conversation for me in my head was like jumping on a moving train. Just like watching cars go by. I was like, I know about Batman. I could talk about Batman. I know about Batman. Fuck, they're talking about Hulu. I don't know a lot about Hulu. They have live sports. I could jump on that train. Netflix, god damn it. And then I got freaked out. I got really freaked out because they turned on the TV and an Allstate ad came on. At the end, it said, "Are you in good hands?" And in my head, I was like, "I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I need to get out of here." And I told my friend, I was like, "We need to leave immediately." And he was like, "I get it. All right, cool." And we were backing out of the driveway and we didn't even get to the end. And a song came on the radio that I didn't like, and then I tried to change it with the blinker. And my friend was like, "Dude, we're in the driveway. We're not turning." I was like, "I know that. I just don't like Coldplay. I want to change this song." But that's my edible experience. That's really all I wanted to do tonight. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. All right, you guys, keep it going for Cole Salah. Our next comic, give it up for Just K.
Hey guys, it's me, Just K. I actually just had an edible. So when you introduced Cole salad, I was like, yeah, I could have some coleslaw salad. Also, you look like you're in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is my favorite movie. So let me start my set. Je m'appelle Cassia. Je suis une femme heureuse. J'aime mon petit garçon qui s'appelle Noah. Nous habitons avec mon parent. Il a beaucoup de plantes et 2 chats. I'm learning French. That's the joke. But like really, everything's my hobby now, right? Like I've become a knitting master. I bake banana bread like nobody's business. And I'm quickly rising to stardom on TikTok. Because I refuse to get COVID. Like I haven't left my house in 13 months. Yeah. I was voluntarily quarantined 2 months before COVID because of depression. I know that you fellow depressees know that agoraphobia kills 100% of germs. You already know avoiding people and staying home are not suggestions by Doug Ford. That's a Ontario joke. So I do feel like Desiree is kind of a superstar, and I just like, what is it called? Allied myself with her. So y'all have to like me now.
Yeah, we're friends.
Okay, so let me start over. So staying home and avoiding people are not just suggestions by Doug Ford, but demands from seasonal affective disorder. So I mentioned off the top I have 2 cats. But if you don't speak French, you wouldn't know that. My cats are mother and daughter. And I just realized I'm raising a single mother. But she's a bit of a slut, you know, like mother, like daughter. The mom is an orange tabby and the baby is brown. Because her dad is black, and I guess that's why he's not around. I also mentioned my son off the top, but again, if you don't speak French, you don't know that. My son's growing up so fast that I think I'm gonna have to stop taking bubble baths with him, but that's only because he's asked me to stop. But I don't want to. It's where we have our most intimate conversations. Like, I'll remember my favorite time he asked me, "Mommy, where do babies come from?" And I'm honest with him. So I said, "Babies come from inside mommy's vagina." And he said, "Mommy, if I came out of your vagina, can I go back inside?" I think he wanted to wear me like a skin. But I said, no, you can never go back inside, and neither can your father, for that matter. I've been Jess K. Thank you so much, everyone.
I want to say I understood over half of that, which for not speaking French for 12 years, I'm very impressed with myself. So let's give it up for me.
Jay Brooks.
All right, you guys. Our final closing comic of the night committed so much voter fraud and is the guy Rudy Giuliani is warning us about.
Oh my
Give
God.
it up for Chris Aleo.
I didn't even ask him to write that. That was just from him. I hope you guys liked like the chill vibes Just K brought to the room, because I'm about to bring like a lot of rage and anxiety. So just like be prepared.
But yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like struggling through this like home stretch of the pandemic. Like I just like have nothing to look forward to, and it's driving me fucking crazy. Like at this point, I think like food is just like all I have to look forward to, like making yummy food or like ordering yummy food. Like so much so to the point where like if I was about to kill myself and I had like my head in the noose, and then one of my roommates was like, "Yo, Chris, we just ordered a plate of fries," I'd just be like, "What's one more day? Why not? I think I'll eat fries." Works in the other direction though. Like food can make me as sad as easily as it can make me happy. Like if I'm at a restaurant and I order a burger and they give me fucking chips instead of fries, back in the news, I'm killing myself. That's bullshit. Can't do that to me. That's where I'm at in this pandemic. Like the mere direction you cut my potato might make me kill myself. I'm at a break. I had a good day this last weekend though. I'm from Philadelphia, and it snowed here. And me and my roommates went sledding down the art museum steps. It was a fucking blast. And just like the pure joy I witnessed in the faces of adults sledding down a hill was breathtaking. Like you can't be mad when you're sledding down a hill. Like I think this could like solve world problems. Like I really wish they just put like a snowy hill next to the White House during the Trump presidency. And then, like right before he was about to say something awful, they just like send him down the hill. And then he'd just pop up and he'd be like, "I don't even remember which group of people I was about to insult. I don't care." They should put one next to like Congress too. Like Congress has all those like extreme like right wingers who want to like what is it, like remove same-sex marriage. Like right before they sign that bill, just like send them down the hill and they'll just be like, "You know what? I'll suck a dick. I don't give a shit. Who fucking cares?" Doesn't matter to me. I've been having a hell of a week. And before I get into it, I just have to provide some context. Most of you here know this, but I moved into a new place this January. But before that, I was at home living with my parents for the entirety of the pandemic. And when it's a pandemic and you're living at home with your parents, it's just like impossible to like meet women my own age. So I was with nobody. But this past weekend, I took a slight COVID risk and I had like my first romantic experience with a woman in like a fucking year this past weekend. And it was fantastic. It was awesome. And then Monday, I started to feel a little sick. And Tuesday, Wednesday, it got worse. And I'm like pretty sure I have COVID. I just kind of feel like the universe like watched me with a woman and it was like, "You happy?" No. We don't do that with you, Chris. The universe was like, "You know how you've been like miserable for the past year?" And I was like, "Yeah." The universe was like, "We're going to be doing more of that." That's what we're going to be doing. I was so off my game with it. Like I kept doing this thing where like I just like use like childish sports analogies with women. Like we were on like it was like an evening like walk date, and she was like, we were talking about like whose place we wanted to go back to. She was like, "You want to go back to my place?" And I was like, "So you want home court advantage?" And she was like, "Sure, yeah, if that helps." Okay, that's me. Thanks everybody.
Keep it going for Chris Aleo and his Catholic guilt manifesting. Tom, close us up, man.
Okay, will do. Also, I just gotta say, like, fucking a walk date. No offense, Chris. Sorry. I think that's really funny. That's so affordable.
You deserved that COVID for not spending money.
Don't you know that's how you show affection is monetizing it? I don't know. All right. That's it for tonight, but I do want to give a very special shout out to our winner of tonight's contest for best one-liner, Megan Withrop. Brooks, you really inspired her because she has got like 20 different best soups at that nightclub. We've got beet noodle soup, booyah beets, beet drop soup. I think it's Vichy Sweat. I don't know that one.
I'm stealing beet drop soup, and I'm not giving her credit.
We got more though. Cocaine May, It's Raining Ramen, Cream of Shroom, Chlamydia Noodle, Chlamydia Chowder, and Chicken Pot Pie. Which I think is funny just because it's a soup. And then I also really enjoyed the comment, I have a pet and I like her. Me too. I also like my pets. Cool. Awesome. But now for the official outro. Thank you for participating, Megan. You win. Clout. Yay. But that's it for tonight. We're going to stop streaming. We do leave the room open for 15 to 30 minutes afterwards for some kind of like green room time. If anybody wants to stick around for that, you're not obligated to. That part's not streamed. But I want to give a big thank you to my co-host Brooks, all the comedians who performed tonight and stayed all the way through the end, supported each other, and love the support in this community. And of course, our audience. And if you enjoyed the show and want to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at district-comedy.live or alternatively, like, share, follow us on all the social media. That also helps. And don't forget to tune in next week for a very special Uncrustable unboxing episode with Desiree. Also, we have merch now. Have a